today's video, I will talk about the best gaming PC deals for this Cyber Monday, and because it lasts around 3 days, I'm going to update the description if I found a better deal than those deals that I found for you today, guys. You will have all the links down below in the description, and if your budget is not on this video, don't worry, because I have a lot of gaming PCs that I recommend you down below in the description as well, and I have a video about it. With that being said, let's start with the list. With the first PC, we have one that I almost recommend in every video, and I'm talking about the HP Pavilion 2260 XT. This one has the i5-11400, the GTX 1650 Super, 8GB of RAM on dual channel, and 256GB of SSD at only $700. It used to be $800, so you're saving $100 that you can spend on upgrades that I recommend doing on this PC, or maybe if your budget is just $700, I recommend you buying this PC and upgrade it later on with more RAM and more storage. But if you end up upgrading it from the website, the total cost it will be $850, and you will have 16GB of RAM on dual channel, of course, and also 1TB of hard drive if you can't afford the 1TB of SSD, which is $140. So I think $850 for a gaming PC that will deliver excellent performance at 1080p, I think it's a pretty great deal to take a look at. And I have this PC and I'm going to review it really soon. I'm just trying to make the video as perfect as possible, but I do think it's a great overall deal, and if you're going to game on 1080p, this one will be more than enough. And if you try to make a PC build with the same components, just with premium brands, it's going to cost around $1,100, so you're saving around $300 to have it as a pre-built PC. So if you don't want to build a gaming PC, or you don't want to spend those extra $300, this gaming PC is definitely your best option. And if you don't have the money for the upgrades, don't worry about it, because you can do them later on pretty easily. With the next offer, we have one from iBuyPower that you can buy on Best Buy, and this one is the Slate MR Gaming Desktop. It has the i5-11400F, which is almost the same CPU as the Pavilion that I've showed you before, 8GB of RAM, this time on single channel, and that's something terrible, and that's why I recommend you upgrading it with another stick of 8GB, the AMD Radeon RX 570 for the GPU, and 500GB of SSD. So, it's really similar to the HP Pavilion in terms of gaming performance. Maybe it's going to perform a little bit worse because of the RX 550 is slightly worse than the GTX 1650 Super at gaming, but you get 500GB of SSD, so you get more storage. The thing here is that on the iBuyPower you get more premium components, and it's easier to take out some components. So if you want a new case, you can swap the components from this PC to another one, so it's not a once in a lifetime use, and you can end up upgrading more things on this PC. But for performance right now, the HP Pavilion might be a little bit better, and keep in mind that you're spending $150 extra for a gaming PC that is going to perform the same or even worse, and you will have to end up upgrading with more components, and that's why I recommend you buying the HP Pavilion right now if you want a once in a lifetime use and a better performance for gaming overall right now. But if you want a Prebuilt PC that is more of a PC build, then you might want to buy the iBuyPower one. So it depends on your necessities and what you want. I forgot to mention this, but both of these PCs will run esports titles at above 144 FPS, so if you want a 144Hz monitor, it's going to perform great with both of these PCs. And for high-end games like Red Dead Redemption 2, it's going to perform at around 50 FPS average in medium to high settings, so I think that is pretty decent. With the next PC, we have one from Newegg, and you're actually saving a 30%, so you're saving $400 on this gaming PC with this deal. We have the i5-10400F, which is a little bit worse than both processors that I've showed you before, but here you get 500GB of SSD, 8GB of RAM, and the GTX 1660 Super, which is way better than the 1650 Super, so the performance for gaming is going to be much better on this gaming PC. Also, for the GPU, you get a well-branded MSI GTX 1660 Super, so you're not getting any random brand. The downside for this PC is the stock cooler, but it's not going to be terrible because it's the i5-10400F, and you also get one stick of RAM, so I recommend you upgrading it like I said with the previous PCs. But the GTX 1660 Super I think is the best GPU in terms of price performance, and there's no game that you can't run at 1080p with this gaming PC, 60 or more FPS average, and I'm even talking about the higher end gaming PCs like Red Dead Redemption 2. With the next PC we have the ABS Master Gaming PC, and this one has a 12% discount. You end up saving $150 for a gaming PC that has the i5-11400F, which is better than the last one that I've showed you, the i5-10400F. It also has the RTX 2060, which is better than the 1660 Super, and the main difference is going to be ray tracing. So if you want an entry level of ray tracing, this one is going to be the right one for you. 16 gigs of RAM, so here you don't need to upgrade the RAM, it's on dual channel of course, and 500 gigs of SSD, which you can upgrade with a 1TB of hard drive or another TB of SSD. That is up to you and is easy to upgrade, but it's not completely necessary on this case. So here you're spending around $150 extra for a better CPU, GPU and more RAM than the last one. So I think it's a good upgrade, but if you don't have the money to, you can go with the last one. It's going to perform just fine, don't worry about it, but if you can upgrade it, I would totally go with this one. It also has a 600 watts power supply, so you will be able to upgrade the GPU to a 3060 in the future if you want, when GPU prices go back to the normal. But if you want to buy a 3070 or a 3080, I would recommend you to upgrade the power supply as well to an 850 watts one. With the next PC we have a huge price difference from the last one, and it's $1,770. You only save $30 for this one, so it's not really a big discount, but I like what this PC has to offer for the price that you're paying. You have the Ryzen 7 5800X, which is a great CPU for both gaming and multitasking, so if you want a gaming PC that can also do 4K editing and is also great for streaming, this gaming PC is going to be for you. You also get the RTX 3070, which is hard to get right now, and if you can get it, the price is above the sky. 16 gigs of RAM and 1TB of SSD, so of course here you don't need to upgrade anything, but that was kind of obvious since you're paying $1,770. Also for the airflow I think it's pretty decent, so you don't have to worry about temperatures, and the CPU has a premium cooler. You don't get the stock AMD cooler, so that's great for CPU temperatures, but if you don't feel like the cooler is doing a lot for the CPU, you may want to upgrade it to a liquid cooler in the future. And with the best deal I have the ABS Gladiator gaming PC. This one was $2,000 and now is $850, so you end up saving $150 for a gaming PC that has the i7-11700F, which I think is one of the best processors on the market right now. You get the RTX 3070 as well, like the last PC, 60 gigs of RAM and 1TB of SSD, and here you also get Windows 11 Pro. The airflow is decent too, and you get a premium cooler as well. So I would definitely buy this PC if I have the money to, because you get a combination with the i7-11700F and the RTX 3070, where if you want to build this PC by yourself, it's going to cost you around $2,350, so you're saving around $500 for a gaming PC that will deliver the exact same performance. So that was the whole video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe, but most importantly hit the bell button so you get notified when I upload this type of content, and I will see you on my next video. Thank you guys for the support and thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one.